Hi friends, it's been a minute, but I thought I would make an updated character tour to show all my characters in World of Warcraft before midnight launches. I will preface, I did try to make this maybe 2 or 3 times before, and the transmog system keeps messing up in the character select screen, so I'm sorry if any of them look a little weird or wonky. I tried my best, and I even went in before and changed all of their transmog manually, and that didn't help at all, so. They'll look a little scuffed, but that's okay. I think you'll get the idea. A little bit about how I play the game. I really enjoy leveling, and I like to have my characters all be one specialization. So if I want to play a certain spec, I have to go to a different character for that usually. And I like that because it lets me see more of the game. And I am already leveling these characters anyway, and so why not? I have a male and female body type 1 and 2 of each race, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and show you all of them. They're all level 80, ready to be leveled to level 90, so hopefully I'll get that done. I might even stream some of it, so that might be fun. But yeah, let's get started. This is my main and has been my main since the end of BFA and definitely all of the War Within. I love Windwalker Monk, and that's what I play her as. And I, when I see my main character in my head, this is the character that I think of now. So, yeah, that's Cargal. She is my Windwalker Monk orc. So next we have my orc warrior. He's a Fury warrior. His name is Gritloak, and he is pretty cool. I enjoy Fury a good bit. It's not my favorite spec, but it is fun, and I think it's more interesting than some other range specializations. I think I've kind of grown out of being a ranged player, so I really enjoy melee at this moment in time. So I might play him a little bit and do some delves and stuff like that. That's what I do usually. I don't do much Mythic Plus, or I also don't raid, so it's mostly just PvP, leveling, stuff like that. So yeah, that's him. Next we have my second ever main. She was the second character I'd ever decided to play a lot, so she probably has the most time on her. She was originally a male Tauren, but then I decided, you know what, nobody plays female Tauren, and then from there I spiraled and I was like, well, why not just play all of them? So she is a female Tauren, and I really enjoy her. I think I would like her more if she was a melee specialization, but I went ahead and I made her balance because that is, I guess, what I feel most comfortable playing. So that's what I play on her as. That's probably what she'll stay, even though I do prefer like restoration. I like healing, but I don't really have a reason to heal since I'm not doing dungeons or raids that much. I'm mostly just collecting, and balance helps with that a lot. So I also made like all of my fortune on her in this game. Um, I bought the Brutosaur in BFA with her. So yeah, she is a collector at heart. So that's her. Next, we have my Frost Death Knight, Auroch. He is a Tauren, obviously, and I think he's pretty cool. Ironically, he was one of the ones that was giving me trouble with his transmog, but it seems mostly fine, so that's funny. Um, but yeah, I kind of like Frost. I don't think Death Knight is my favorite class by any means. And I don't play it a ton, but he was kind of fun to do. I did some content with him in season 2 of The War Within, and I really enjoyed that patch as a whole. So yeah. Next we have my troll fire mage. Um, she is the first character I ever mained, and she was originally Frost, but I didn't think that suited how she looked that well, so I went ahead and I changed her to Fire, and I haven't played her since. I do not really enjoy Fire Mage. It's okay, it's not really my cup of tea. I do prefer Frost, but in general, I also prefer to not be a range specialization in the first place. So that's her. She has a lot of hours on her. I did a lot of stuff with her, but I still love her. It's not where my heart lies currently. Next, we have my Beast Mastery Hunter, another troll. I don't play him too much because I don't like the customization on male trolls specifically because they're hunched over. It's really hard to get good transmog, in my opinion. If they could stand upright, I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's him. I really enjoy his little tiger back there. Um, yeah, he makes a lot of money from skinning and stuff like that. So I still play him. I just don't necessarily enjoy him as much as some other classes. And I definitely prefer survival as a specialization for hunter. So yeah. Next we have my undead warlock. She is pretty cool. I enjoy her. I don't really like playing warlock in general, but I think the aesthetic of undead makes it pretty fun. Definitely a character I really like the customization on. I like all the little bits and bobs on undead that you can pick between. So yeah, that's her. I don't play her too much, but um, yeah, I do enjoy how she looks. Next, we have my discipline priest, Enoch. He is probably one of my favorite characters in terms of just how he looks and the thematic of it all. But again, the transmog is a little bit messed up, so that's unfortunate. But I do think he's pretty fun. He's pretty interesting. I like healing, and I think discipline is a good mix between healer and DPS, and I kind of like that play style. And if I had more reason to heal, I definitely play him more. So yeah. This is my secondary main. I think she is probably the character I play the most outside of my monk. She is a retribution paladin, and I think retribution is one of the most fun specs for sure. I like that it has not customization. It has combo points in a way. Like you have to build up your resources and spend them. I really enjoy that. Same with Windwalker. So yeah, I really enjoy playing her. She's done a lot of delving and stuff like that. And she might even be a character that I main in the future. So yeah, really enjoy her. Again, the transmog is messed up, so that's a little unfortunate. But yeah, that's Kyrea, my retribution paladin. This character also has a messed up transmog. It's supposed to be this weapon, but it keeps reverting to this for some reason. But yeah, I think she's new since the last video I made. I think she just fills kind of a void that I had. I wanted a demon hunter of each spec on either faction. So at the time, that was just Vengeance and Havoc. So she is my tank demon hunter on Horde side. I like her. I haven't played her a ton. She is kind of new, but she's pretty cool, I guess. I wish there were more demon hunter races, though. It would be nice to not have to be an elf all the time. But yeah, I think I prefer tanking on the demon hunter than um, I do havoc or doing DPS. So yeah, that's her. Now we have my original demon hunter. He is pretty interesting. I prefer demon hunter on horde side, to be honest. I like the blood elf model a little bit more for demon hunter. Um, yeah, I I do enjoy havoc, and it was something I played a bit in the War Within. But I don't know if it's my favorite class. It's just very middle of the road for me. But I think he looks cool and he's pretty interesting and fun. So yeah, that's my Ash. Next we have my Unholy Death Knight. She's a goblin. I thought Goblin Death Knight was fun. I like the idea of like a tiny little killing machine. I think she fits that thematic pretty well. Um, yeah, I don't love Death Knight, so I won't lie. I won't say she's my favorite or anything, but I think she's pretty cool. And Unholy, I heard, is kind of interesting how they changed it. So maybe I'll pick that up a little bit later on when I figure out what I want to play secondary. But yeah, that's Vix. Next we have my, I believe he's an assassination rogue. He's a goblin. Uh, again, transmog messed up, but it's supposed to be this blade. So at least you get to see half of it. Um, I think Rogue is probably my least favorite class, and I feel bad saying that because I think the fantasy is cool. I just think they're so squishy and their combo system isn't as fun to me. I do like Outlaw a good bit. I think that fantasy of Roll the Bones was actually kind of fun, which I know is not necessarily the most popular opinion. But yeah, I do like him. I I don't know. I think goblins are really cool, so they're always some of my favorite characters to play with. I like smaller characters for some reason. Um, but yeah, that's him. That's Kazax. Next we have my enhancement shaman. She is actually a character I played quite a bit in the War Within. I really enjoy her. Transmog is messed up again, but that's just gonna keep happening. So maybe I'll stop pointing it out. But yeah, she's supposed to be like kind of like an ice shaman. I kind of like that idea, that thematic. Um, I really enjoy her transmog when it looks right and when it's working properly. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. She's kind of a character that I really enjoy, but maybe don't play as much as I should. I really do enjoy Pandaren, and I've got four of them because I have two for each faction. So she's probably my favorite Pandaren I have, or one of them. So uh, I really do love Enhancement Shaman though. So I'd say Windwalker Monk, Retribution Paladin, and Enhancement Shaman are my top three classes specializations. So she is a very fun character to me. Next, we have my rogue. Again, the transmog is messed up. It's supposed to be red, not green, but that's okay. Um, he is an outlaw rogue, so I actually do quite like the gameplay compared to the other specializations. But um, yeah, I don't play him too much. I feel like I have another Pandaren rogue, and I enjoy her a lot more on the alliance side. Something about the way that the textures wrap around the male model kind of bother me, but hopefully they fix that eventually. It's been, I don't know how long, over a decade. I doubt that will happen soon, but I can only hope. But yeah, I like him. I actually didn't notice that there was blood like containers in his shoulders. That's pretty cool. I don't really care for his transmog too much, but I don't have much for rogue in general, so that's what I'm working with. Next we have Thisra, and I like her. I like the Nightborn a lot, and I think they're pretty interesting. I just think that they don't have a lot of customization, so it's kind of hard to create a unique Nightborn. But I've tried, and again, she doesn't look how she's supposed to, but that's not gonna be something I can fix until they fix the bug. So unfortunate, but I think she's pretty cool. Warlock is not a class I love too much, but it's okay. Again, I prefer melee over casters, so yeah, she's pretty cool. I do like the Nightborn. I like their aesthetic. I just wish they had more customization. Um, this is my arcane mage, and she was a demonology warlock, by the way. I didn't know if I said that. But yeah, my arcane mage Calderin. I really enjoy him. I think he's pretty cool. Um, Arcane Mage is kind of fun to me. It's kind of like an artillery class, which I enjoy. Um, but I do think I still prefer Frost over anything. So I don't. He's pretty middle of the road for me. I enjoy him. I also, if you notice, I really enjoy the cloaks that are not actually cloaks, that are like more back pieces. I really enjoyed like the backpacks and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's him. I think he looks pretty cool. I like the blonde hair. I feel like people don't go light colors for their Nightborn very often, so I liked that. Next we have my survival hunter, Myanra, and she's a High Mountain Tauren, and I love her a lot. I think she might be a character I also play quite a bit this expansion, hopefully, as long as I feel pretty confident in the specialization. Um, I it felt pretty good last expansion. I'm hoping it feels good this time. I don't entirely know what they've changed, and so um, that has me a little scared, a little worried, but I feel like I'll still like it no matter what. Yeah, that's her. I really enjoy Survival Hunter. I really like that it's melee as well, and so that's pretty fun to me. So yeah. Next we have my protection warrior, Arnhanu. He is my tank um, warrior that I actually quite like him a lot. He's kind of a more aggressive Tauren, which I like. I kind of have that with my Death Knight, and I also have it with my warrior. I think he looks pretty sick, to be honest. I really enjoy his transmog. Um, so yeah, that's him. I think he's pretty cool. And if I had more reason to tank, I'd definitely play him more. Next, we have my protection paladin, Jenzala. She is a troll. She is a I already said she's a protection paladin, but yeah, I do like the thematic. I think she's pretty cool. I like the no hair. I think that's a pretty nice aesthetic choice, and if I do say so myself. So yeah, that's her. She's one of my original characters. When I first started my project to go ahead and level each race, uh, both models, she was one of the originals, so I quite like her a lot. Next, we have my feral druid Atunji. I like his transmog quite a bit too. I I know I have said I enjoy melee specs, but I don't love feral druid that much. It's kind of like rogue to me a little bit. Um, if I could see my transmog while I was playing feral druid, I might like it more. Or if there was like a way to, I don't know, partake in the class without having to be the same cat model, I think that would be nice. But it's okay. I don't mind. I like the shape shifting anyway. But um, yeah, I guess I kind of just prefer to see what my characters look like instead of random forms. But maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, I do like him. I play him quite a bit because druids are very helpful to have, very useful and handy. So he does get use, mostly for things like farming, um, old content especially. So yeah. Next, we have my restoration shaman, Kita. She is a Maghar orc. I really like the Maghar a lot as well. I think regular orc is probably my favorite, but I do think they're pretty cool. It's fun to have kind of that alternate universe character lore that I give my characters in my head. I don't really do like role play or anything or participate in that very much. But I like to see like the stories people come up with for their characters, and she's a character I think is pretty cool. So yeah, that's my restoration shaman. Next we have my shadow priest. He is also a Maghar orc. This is supposed to be purple, but it keeps changing. I think he's pretty cool. I think out of every ranged DPS specialization, I think Shadow is probably my favorite. So I actually do play him more than I do other ranged characters. But yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's pretty cool. I wish I had a better transmog for him, but I don't play a ton of cloth. So, and they only recently did that change where you can learn everything on whatever character you're playing. So I haven't played a ton since then, but hopefully I'll get some cool transmog to put on him eventually. Next, we have my Volpera Hunter. She is, I think she's marksmanship. Yeah, she's marksmanship. Don't ignore that she has arrows and a gun. I know that doesn't fit. I just have like in my head maybe she's got like a little crossbow or something she pulls out sometimes. But I thought this gun was so cool, so I had to use it. I do. I think that marksmanship is pretty fun for being a ranged specialization. I think I enjoy it more than beast mastery for sure. Yeah, I like her again. I like the small characters, so I feel pretty positively about her. And then the transmog again is messed up for some reason. It's supposed to be this shoulder. But this is like my battle medic um, monk, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea to just have someone on the front lines healing. So he is a Mistweaver monk, which I think is pretty interesting. And I don't know, I feel like Mistweaver monk on a Volpera just fits pretty well. I'm not sure why, but I think it works for them. I enjoy that a lot, and he's pretty cool. I think if I'm gonna play a monk as a healer, this is the character I definitely go to. So yeah, that's him. Next, we have my evoker, and I do forget the specialization names a lot. So this is my preservation evoker, Terrastraza. She's like a red dragon. I thought that was pretty interesting because they're the life dragons basically. So yeah, I thought she was pretty cool. Um, I don't have much to say about evokers in general. I haven't played them that much. They're fun. Um, I do kind of like that you have to like hold certain spells for a certain amount of time to make them more powerful. That's kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, again, they're ranged, so not really a class that I favor just because I prefer melee. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. I do enjoy the Dracthyr, even though you don't transmog very much on them. Um, she's pretty fun. I like her a lot. So yeah. Then we have Venerian. He is my Devastation Evoker, so the DPS version. Um, I don't actually have a lot to say about him. He's a black dragon. He's got some transmog, but I kind of wanted to go minimalist. But then when you do that on these kind of characters, they really have no transmog anyway, so it's basically just a naked lizard. But yeah, he's fun. I did kind of enjoy playing him. Yeah, I think he's pretty cool. This is Grelna. She is my, I want to say she's arms warrior. Yeah, she's definitely arms warrior. And I don't know. I like female warriors. I think they're pretty cool. I think a lot of people tend to go for like the masculine, edgy type warrior, but I kind of like um the more feminine version. And I say feminine, but then she has quite the beard compared to some of my other earthen. But I do like her a lot, and I like that they have the beard option as females as well. I think that's pretty sick. This is probably the most haphazard look that I have. It's not actually supposed to be this. It's supposed to be all fire, but you know what? We work with the bugs that Blizzard gives us. So yeah, this is my elemental shaman. I think he's pretty interesting. I like Earthen, but they feel more like an alliance race to me, so I don't really have too much of a connection to my horde ones. But yeah, I did level him. I thought it was pretty fun. I think I did mostly leveling through the summer festival event, the fire festival thing. I would just fly around and get the campfires with all the XP buffs and stuff, and that was pretty quick, and it got me a lot of gold as well. So definitely recommend, especially if you're on like a Dracthyr, because they got like the easy flight with Soar. So yeah, that is the end of my Horde characters, and now we're moving on to my Alliance characters, who I finally have gotten all to max level um, for the next few hours at the time of recording. Um, so I thought I would go ahead and show them as well, since last time they were mostly unfinished. This is my protection warrior on the Alliance side. I love her a lot. I think she's quite fun. Um, I think she's really pretty. I really like her transmog a lot, and it's one of the only ones that hasn't seemed to mess up, so that's nice. Um, and then next we have my human rogue. He is, I think, an outlaw. Yeah, an outlaw rogue. I love the backpacks again. I think he's pretty sick. But again, I don't love rogue that much. I did really like this transmog piece that I got from um, Undermine. I think those were super cool, so I went ahead and used it on him. Next, we have my Frost Mage, who is she's a gnome, and I like gnomes a lot more than I think most people do. I'm not sure why she's holding that when she's got her artifact weapon, but either way, I think she's pretty cool. She was probably my main on Alliance side for a while, but now I'm not so sure who that would be. So yeah, I do like her a lot though. Her name's Elf. Um, I like a short name in the game. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah. Next we have my gnome. I think he's an Affliction Warlock. Yeah, I did level him as Affliction. Um, it's hard to remember the specializations of every character all the time since there are so many, but I do kind of like Affliction compared to the other Warlock specializations. Yeah, I like him. He's supposed to be like a little treasure hunting gnome. I thought he was kind of cool. I like this back piece from the event for the Diablo event. Um, so yeah, that's him. Spedric. And then we have Kalari, who is my Alliance Survival Hunter, who, again, I love Survival Hunter, so she is one of my favorites. She's probably the character I've played the most on Alliance side at this point. Her weapon's messed up, but that's nothing new. I really like the leaves in the hair transmog. Or I guess it's not transmog; it's just part of their um, customization. But I do enjoy it quite a lot. So yeah, she's pretty cool to me. Next, we have my Havoc Demon Hunter on Alliance side. She, like the other secondary Demon Hunter, is not one that I played a ton of just because she is fairly new. Um, but I think she's cool. I had to flex that I got this outfit piece from Undermine since that took forever. Um, I definitely don't recommend it. It's probably not worth it. But I did it when there was kind of a lot of. I think there was an exploit at the time, and so I just took advantage of that like everybody else did. So hopefully that's not too shameful. But yeah, that's her, Zayla. Next we have my um, Vengeance Demon Hunter. He is pretty cool. I like this. I think this is like not a hidden artifact appearance. It's a hidden appearance that you can get from I think Dragonflight. Or it was added in Dragonflight, and then it's like a Legion quest line. But I really like the nature aspect of it. I think that fits the Night Elf pretty well. So I think he looks pretty cool, and his transmog is actually working, so you can actually see what he looks like. So yeah, I think that's pretty fun. I think if I were gonna play anything in terms of tanking, this is the character I'd probably go ahead and play on Alliance side, even with his weird feet. Um, Next, we have my Enhancement Shaman on the Alliance side. I think she's pretty sick. She was probably she was definitely the first character I leveled Alliance side. Originally, I leveled her, and then I leveled my mage. And she's kind of why I fell in love with enhancement. So I do thank her for that. I think dwarf shaman is pretty sick in general, and I think she looks pretty sick. Regardless of race, I think she just has a cool transmog when it works. And I think it's mostly working now. But yeah, I like her a lot. She's pretty cool, and I like her name. I think Igretta is a cool name. And then we have Hearthfall, who is my protection paladin on the alliance side. I try to have a tank on either side, even though I don't really play Mythic Plus or Raid at all. I just think it would be more helpful if I ever did get into it. So I try to keep one on both sides. And this is my protection paladin for the alliance side. I think he's pretty cool as well. I quite like his transmog. I like all the different pieces. I try not to do like matching sets too much. So I feel like I did a decent job at this one. But yeah, um, I really like the paladin aesthetic in general. So he's one of my favorites in terms of how he looks. Next, we have my holy priest Selexita. She is an Eridar Draenei. I love that they added this customization option. I like the idea that she's kind of redeemed herself. And yeah, she's wearing, I think this is like the heritage armor from the Draenei as well, and it kind of fits perfectly. So, um, it's not working correctly because of the bug, but I do enjoy how she looks. I think she's pretty cool. Next, we have my Brewmaster Monk on the Alliance side. He is another Draenei. I think he's pretty cool when his transmog's working. It's supposed to be this, but yeah, I think Brewmaster is pretty cool in terms of its identity. I like that they're like stalwart, but also kind of like a little bit goofy at the same time. I think they're pretty cool. So yeah, that's him. Next we have Vivian, who is my Restoration Druid. I love Restoration Druid. In terms of healing, it's probably my favorite specialization for healing. She's supposed to be like this Harvest Witch, and I really like the aesthetic of a Worg and a Harvest Witch. So, um, yeah, I think she looks pretty nice, if I do say so myself. And I love this little backpack a lot too. I just think they've added a lot of cool low fantasy items recently, so I try to take advantage of that as well because I don't love flashy stuff as much as I like low fantasy. So yeah, that's her. Next we have Dryton, who is I believe my Frost Death Knight. Yeah, he's a Frost Death Knight. I think he's interesting. I probably would play my other Frost Death Knight over him just because I do think I favor Horde more than I favor Alliance, just because I've played it longer, but I do think he's pretty cool. So yeah, that's him. Next we have Jung, who is supposed to be using this as her weapon on both sides. I thought it was cool to have a rogue that like blinds people with like firecrackers. I thought that was a cool idea. So that's what that's supposed to be. And in game, all the transmog works, so like it isn't like I'm missing out on it. It's just you guys don't get to see everything perfectly. Um, yeah, I really like this weapon. I really like her a lot, and her transmog is pretty cool to me. I think Pandaren have some pretty good, female Pandaren have pretty good customization. Male Pandaren are okay. It depends. You can do some pretty cool stuff though. Speaking of male Pandaren, here is my male Pandaren monk. He is a Mistweaver as well, so he's another healer. Um, I don't have a lot to say about him just because he is kind of like the monk I feel like everybody gravitates towards. Everyone plays Pandaren monk, so this is my attempt at that. I do like that he's like kind of an older panda. I think he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. He's not the most original character, but I do like a lot of his outfits. So next we have my Shadow Priest. She is a Void Elf, which I do quite like a lot. I didn't like them at first just because I thought they were a little bit lazy, but I think I don't know. They have kind of some interesting customization. It's not like the most detailed or fleshed out, but I think I'm really liking where the lore is going with them, and I think their customization shows that lore pretty well. And I don't know, who doesn't like dark and edgy stuff sometimes? So yeah, that's Laurel. And then we have my male Void Elf. He is a Blood Death Knight, and I think he's pretty sick. I think he's wearing mostly stuff from Shadowlands, which I did not play. Yeah, I think he's pretty cool. He almost is kind of like an undead, I think. Obviously, he's undead because he's a Death Knight, but then he's got kind of that sickly look to him. So yeah, I really enjoy that. Next, we have my Arms Warrior, Taynar. I believe she had a different name the last time I showed her, and she was definitely an entirely different character, but I've gone ahead and I've leveled her to 80, so we have all of them level 80 now, which is nice. Her transmog, again, is not working properly, but that's not something I can seem to fix. Um, yeah, I like her. I really do enjoy Warrior in general. I would say Arms is my least favorite of the two DPS specializations, but I still like her. I think she's pretty interesting, and I like Draenei in general, and so the Lightforge Draenei are pretty cool to me as well. Next we have Thol, who is my Holy Paladin. I liked the idea of like a masculine healer, so I went with that with him, and I think he's pretty interesting. I like caster as a thematic for paladin, so I thought that worked pretty well. Again, I think his transmog's messed up, so that's unfortunate that you can't see it very well, but maybe I'll make another updated video once I get them all to level 90. So yeah, that's him. I do kind of think it would be fun to level all these characters on stream, but I guess it depends on what my schedule's like. But yeah, uh, if you're interested in that, let me know for sure. And if you watched this far, thank you so much. We're almost done, I promise. Next we have Bren, who's supposed to be using this as her weapon. Um, she is my Alliance side Windwalker monk, and if I wasn't maining Windwalker on the Horde side, I'd probably be playing her as my main. But unfortunately, she shares a class and specialization with my main, so I don't play her as much as I would like to. But I do think she's pretty cool. I do like the Dark Iron a lot. Uh, so yeah, that's Bren. Next we have Gorum, who is, I think he's a Destruction Warlock, and I would be right. Um, I think he's got a really cool transmog. I really like the hat especially. Um, and his is actually not broken at all, so that's pretty cool. I think he's pretty interesting. I like Dark Iron Warlock. I think that's a pretty good combination. So yeah, that's Gorum. This might be my favorite character in terms of their transmog. I just really like the idea that she is this admiral of the sea and she's a druid. So she's like guiding the ships with her druid powers. I think that's pretty cool. I think um, she's just really cool in general. I think female Kiltiran have a really cool model that I actually think I prefer over regular humans. And not for any particular reason. I just think it's interesting to have a different body type in the game. So yeah, this is Carlise, my druid. She's a tank. She is a bear druid, which is nice. I do like Guardian quite a bit for in terms of druid specializations. It's pretty fun to me. It's the only time I don't mind being in a shapeshift formed, I think. Because like even with balance, I don't use the regular shapeshift. I just use the starry look. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I prefer to see my characters, but I don't mind it on her because I think she's pretty interesting. Next we have Andern, who is I believe elemental shaman, or no, he's a restoration shaman. That's right. I thought it would be cool to have a large character be a healer, because I feel like a lot of people go small with their healers. But yeah, I think he's pretty interesting, and I like Kultiran a lot. They have a pretty cool thematic that I enjoy, and BFA has so much transmog for them in general, so I feel like I'm never wanting. So yeah, that's him. Onto our mecha gnomes. I actually really enjoy gnomes in general, but mecha gnomes to me are like actually really cool, and I know a lot of people don't like them, but they're some of my favorite characters. So this is Rust Carver, and she is, I want to say she's an assassination rogue. No, she's a subtlety rogue. I always get assassination and subtlety mixed up. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. She's got this little cool goblinish backpack. I feel like she stole from somebody. Um, yeah, I really enjoy her a lot. Um, and I think I would play Mecha Gnome a lot more if I had picked different classes for them. But I like these characters a lot, so I don't want to change them. And then my male Mecha Gnome is Cog Sprockets. He is a marksmanship hunter, and I just think he's neat. I think he's got a really cool weapon. I think his goggles are super cool. I really like the high tech. Uh, I like high tech stuff in high fantasy as well. Like I think the mixture between the two are really cool and interesting. So yeah, that's him. I think he's pretty interesting, and I enjoy him quite a lot. Next we have my evoker on the alliance side. I believe she's an augmentation evoker, so probably the spec I have the least amount of time played on. But she's pretty cool. She's supposed to be a bronze dragon, which I thought was interesting. With the whole time dynamic that the specialization has. So yeah, that's Faradormi. Then we have my Drakthir mage and Daragos, and he is pretty cool. He's an arcane mage. I think that obviously fits pretty well with the blue dragon aesthetic. So yeah, I like him. Again, I don't have a ton of time on him because he's quite new, but yeah, he's pretty interesting. I keep saying interesting, cool, all that stuff, but I love these characters so much. They mean so much to me. Just it's my favorite thing to do is create characters and level them up and kind of just make little stories in my head about what I think they are. So yeah, that's Indaragos. Next we have Tarragon, who is a holy paladin, I believe. No, retribution paladin. My bad. She's using the holy paladin artifact appearance, I believe. But yeah, Earthen are not my favorite race, but I think they're pretty interesting. I like that they're taller than regular dwarves. So that's always a plus, and I think she's pretty cool for what she is. Again, I like the beards a lot. So yeah. And then we have my final character on the Alliance side, which is my final character on this account. Other than my like family member characters that I have and some old characters that I don't play, and that are there for nostalgia. But yeah, we have Farrell. He is a disciplined priest. Um, Again, the transmog's not working, but that's okay. Seems like that's the theme of this video. Um, yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the Earthen in general. I think they're interesting and I like them a good bit. I'm excited for the hair and ear though. I think they have so much cool customization that I wish the Earthen had a little bit more of. But yeah, I think it's cool that they're adding even more races to the game. And so I will obviously be leveling those as well. And um, yeah, I think that ends this part of the video. And if you want to stick around, I was going to show the characters I made during Legion Remix. So I'll go ahead and I'll switch to that real quick. Hello again, it is me, and now we are on to my time runners for Legion Remix. Their transmog is not working at all, so that's just going to be what it is. I made a Nightborn monk. I thought that was a cool throwback in my head because the first ever monk I made was a Nightborn, but I deleted it because I didn't think it fit. But then I was like, you know what? I don't care that it doesn't seem like what a Nightborn would be. I think it's fun anyway, so that's what I went ahead and made for Remix. I also have a Goblin Mage. I wish she looked better. Her transmog is actually really cute, and I think she's really pretty, but you can't see any of that, which is unfortunate. Um, and then we have a Zandalari Troll Rogue. I thought a tall rogue was pretty cool. I like their little stealth running animation. I thought it was pretty nice on female Zandalari. Next we have my Tauren Warlock. I thought that was pretty interesting as well to have like a Grim Totem-esque character or a Fell Totem, I guess is what they turn into in Legion. So yeah, that's her. Obviously none of these characters are in their transmog, so that's a little unfortunate, but I think you get the idea. And then this was my main during Legion Remix. I thought he was really fun. I played Balance, and he just steamrolled everything, which let me collect literally everything there was to collect. So I appreciate him for that. This is the second character I made during Remix, and he actually has probably one of the coolest transmogs that I have made, and it's a shame that I can't show you because it keeps resetting itself, but that's okay. I like the idea of an undead warrior. I just think it's cool. He's so angry that when he died, he came back. That's kind of my head canon. So yeah, that's him. And then moving on, we're on to my alliance characters. This is my Night Elf Demon Hunter. I just went with a super edgy transmog, which for some reason is working on him. I'm not sure why his transmog is working, but it is what it is. Next we have my Death Knight. I don't remember what I played her as. She's an unholy Death Knight. I guess I don't have a lot to say about her. I thought a Night Elf Death Knight was cool. I thought it was kind of contradictory to their whole aesthetic, so I kind of liked that. And she's got this kind of like rotted green septic look, which is kind of cool to me. So next we have Daraman, who is my Beast Mastery Hunter that I played during Remix. I like the idea that he's kind of like a a rare creature tamer or breeder. So like he's got unicorns as his pets and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. He searches for like just interesting creatures to befriend. So yeah, that's Daramin. Then we have Alethea, who is my elemental shaman for remix. Um, I don't necessarily have a lot to say about her. I like her customization. I don't necessarily love her transmog, so it's something that I definitely would change. But I don't actually plan to play any of these characters too much, so they'll probably stay level 80 if anything. Um, I might keep them as a time capsule that way. But yeah, that should be fun to look back on in the future. I didn't get to play Mop Remix, so this is kind of like my first time with the whole concept. So yeah. Next we have Svenar, who is my I think he's a holy priest, and he's a worgen, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a cool dichotomy that you have like the curse afflicted worgen who's also a holy priest. I think he's pretty cool. Yeah. I've always wanted a worgen priest, so I went ahead and made one, and that's what I think the magic of remix is to just make the characters you've always wanted to make. So, and then moving on, we have my final character, Quinnell. She is just a regular human paladin. She doesn't have much going for her. She's a holy paladin. I think she's cool. I've always wanted a human paladin just because everyone has one, and so I went ahead and made one for Legion Remix. Um, so yeah, that is the end of all of my characters, other than the ones that I'm not gonna show that are private family ones. They're like all level 2 and 3, so they're not actually that important anyway. So it's not a big loss. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. Um, what are you up to in the game? What are your plans for the new expansion? Is there anything you're most interested in that they're adding? Are you interested in more videos like this, or are there things that I could cover in other videos that are World of Warcraft related? I plan to do some other stuff uh, in terms of other games, some more cozy games and things like that, because that's kind of where my heart lies at the moment. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and subscribe. You don't have to. It would be nice if you did, if you want to stick around. But thank you just so much for joining me with this video, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you. Take care. Bye.